Hello, I'm Joe Doet, owner of the carving shop. Most potters don't spray because the spray equipment is expensive and it's hard to maintain. Joe's Easy Spray system eliminates the cost. You can build a gun for under $8.50. There's virtually no maintenance. Cleanup is easy, changing colors is easy. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to build one with just common materials you can buy from Menards or any other good hardware store. I'm going to demonstrate how to use it. Before I begin glazing, I want to show you the pattern. You see, it does spray a nice fine pattern, fairly small, and there is no nozzle in here. There's just the end of that tube. This is a leaf bowl, and this one I am going to glaze the bottom, and I set this in the kiln on 3 glazed or fired marbles, and that keeps this off the shelf, keeps it from sticking to the shelf. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the bottom. Then I'm going to modify that with just a little brown, touching it around the edges. So the outer edge. Now just a touch of white. And I will glaze the inside. I will again start off with my green. Notice how quickly I can change colors. I know you can't see it off camera, but it's now I will quickly change over to the brown. And I'm going to do that little bit of white. Now you notice when I start off, when I start spraying, I spray off to the side to see what the pattern looks like before I bring it over on. Now this vase, I want to highlight the shape on it, so I want to get some highlights around it, and instead of dipping the inside, this is wide enough opening that I can get in there and I can spray. I will use a brown in the inside. There, now I'm going to take the outside and I'm going to put on a white to start off with. And a little rose color at the top. Then the bottom, I'm going to put blue on the bottom. then a nice clear white right around the center. And that, because of the shape of the spray pattern, I'm going to just come up to the edge of it. There, that just did that little bit of a ring right in here. I hope you're impressed by the way the spray gun works. I think regardless of the cost, you're not going to find a spray gun out there that you can change colors so quickly. Cleanup is very easy. I just take those tubes and throw it in a bunch of water, spray the water right through them. Everything is cleaned up very quick. One thing you may have noticed is I wasn't wearing a respirator, and I normally do. Because I was narrating, you wouldn't be able to hear me very well. But this is the respirator that I wear. Now these are very comfortable, they're disposable, you can buy them at the drugstore, they're a medical product. They are rated as a respirator. You can build this gun for less than $8.50. I'll show you the bill of materials and how to make it. So we're going to have a bill of material, and when I put the bill of material up, there will be a frame. You can freeze that frame to copy it. As I talk about the materials, you're going to be seeing them up over my head. I'm going to blow them up if you can't read them full page bill of material. My drawing of the nozzle part is also going to come up as a frame, and you freeze that frame and you just copy it. It's a very simple, it's the only part you have to make in this. So spraying glaze, you can achieve some effects that you just can't achieve through brushing, dipping, and those sort of things. And that's some nice blending of the colors, nice gradients, layering multiple colors on top of one another, nice fading out of the colors and color combinations. That's just very difficult brushing system, dipping system. Let's get started with the parts. The first part that you're going to get is a blowgun. This is purchased from Menards. It's a shop tool. It makes it. Their part number is 2071626. It costs $3.89. The next part you'll be needing is a hub like this, and that hub comes off of a fitting, and this part is just sawn off. So you get two of them for the fitting. A 3-inch PVC elbow. Just take the hub, and that's larger than a 3-inch. That's what you need. The only thing you have to do to this hub after you saw it off is drill one hole in there to accept a number 10 screw. The next thing you'll be needing is that number 10 screw, washer, and lock nut. I use stainless steel. You can use brass or stainless steel. You don't want to use regular steel because it's going to rust. The other part you're going to be needing is an old sock, and the old sock goes into around the ring, and that's what holds the cup in. Any old sock will do. Clear vinyl tube. You're going to need an 18-inch length of clear vinyl tube. You're going to buy a roll of it. This clear vinyl tube is 170 thousandths, that 0.17 inside diameter, and it's 1/4 inch outside diameter. A 20-foot roll like this is $2.98, and that figures out to be about 22 cents a piece. You're going to need to make one of these for every different color combination. Then the only part you're going to be making is this part, and this is the one out of composite wood. Composite wood is a wood that they use on decks. It's made from milk jugs. It won't swell and won't deteriorate with moisture, and that's what you want. So, and it's not real slippery, so it does hold the nozzle in very well without sliding off This part that you're going to need is going to be a 1/2 by 1/2 by 1 inch long with a 45-degree angle, and there's going to be 2 1/4 inch holes drilled in it. So the drawing for that, like I said, I'm going to freeze frame it. It's very easy to make. All you need is a saw, a drill, and a piece of lumber. This lumber I got, the composite wood, I've also got from Menards. It's a 2x2 spindle, and it's 33 inches long. That costs $3.99. So you can make about over 120 of them out of the one piece. The next thing you're going to need is going to be a empty pop bottle, and that's what you put the glaze in. You can use the smaller size, and when you're spraying more on, you can use the 20-ounce size. So there's really no cost to that. To fasten the sock onto the hoop, you just need some tape. So there's 10 items that you need all together. If you add it all up, the first gun is going to cost about $8.50, and then to change colors, you only need one gun. You're just going to need these parts, so it's just pennies for every glaze, the color that you want. The only part that you have to make is the nozzle, and this is the 2x2 spindle of the composite wood, and you just use a saw to cut out the outside shape. And see what I did is I cut the crosshatch from the end, and now when I cut it down I get 4 pieces. So this is the 1/2 by 1/2 by 1 inch long, and now all I need to do is put the 45 and drill 2 holes on it. Now I'm cutting the 45-degree angle, and it doesn't have to be critical. It doesn't have to be exactly a 45 degree, just approximate. The only critical dimensions are the holes, and we'll do the holes next. The first hole I drill is going to be the hole that goes through this 45, and we just do it right about the center of that. And the way I do make it go right perpendicular with that 45 is I set that 45-degree angle flush right with the top of the vise, so I can drill straight down right through it. Now the next hole I drill from this side, and the hole we just drilled is for the plastic tube. Now the next hole is going to be for the air, and what that hole, when I drill that, I want that to break right into that, so I just line it up and I drill from this side. So I don't do any measuring. I just want that hole very close and maybe just slightly breaking into the other hole. There, the piece is done. It just has that 45-degree angle and the 2 holes, and it's critical that it fit very tight, that it doesn't come off when you wiggle it, and that the air hose, that tubing that goes through, that holds tight. A 1/4 inch drill will do those very nicely. Now there's 2 more holes that we have to drill before we can assemble it. This is the blowgun, and the handle of the blowgun has got a opening right here. It is right in front of where the air hose goes in. So you need to drill a hole that goes right through that opening, and that's for the bolt. So you're drilling a hole that will fit the number 10 bolt, and it goes all the way through. Then you need to drill a hole in this hoop right there, and that is for the bolt. I'm going to show you how to trim this tube to match the end. So the tube has a natural curve to it. So you let the curve hang straight down so it'll go right in the pop bottle. You insert it into the 45-degree hole like so. And let's say the end is trimmed square. Okay, when you start off with. So now what we're going to do is trim it to get it ready for spraying. So I stick it beyond the hole because later I'll be pulling it back. But I stick it out far enough where I can cut it. And I cut it just about straight with the side and just a little in like this. You don't want to come too far out like that because on that sort of an angle you could be blowing air back into the bottle. What we need to do is cut that just almost straight ahead, like so, and then pull that back, and I'll show you about where that goes. This end, that cut end, should be just a little bit blocking the air hole coming out. Now what will happen is when the air is blowing in here, it blows across the end of that tube and it creates a suction. And that suction is what pulls the glaze out of the bottle, pulls it out, and the air sprays the glaze out onto the pot. So now the gun is ready to assemble. Take the sock and cut it off. So we just have the toe. We take that toe and we drop it into the hoop and curl the outside around the edge. About halfway down the edge so we have something to tape to. Then we take the tape, we fasten that. I'm going to tack it down to a few places first to hold it in place, and then I'll wrap the tape around. Okay, so now the screw head goes in the inside, and I'm going to just poke it right through the sock. You may need to take a knife and do a little slit in that sock so the screw goes through easier. And then I'm just going to thread it through. It's got some of the threads going through the hole. Okay. That will go into the hole in the handle of the spray gun. Now, if you are right-handed, you mount this cup on the left side of the spray gun. If you are left-handed, then you mount it on the right side of the spray gun. So I'm right-handed, I'm mounting it to the left side of the spray gun. Put the washer and the nut on the outside. Then you just tighten up the nut. Now the cup can turn. That's okay, it'll stay in place. Now you take the pop bottle, you drop it in there, that's where your glaze is going to be. You take the tube, drop it into the bottle, put it on the end of your spray gun is finished.